Welcome to The Teach, where we're going to learn how to play Inis. In Inis, we are Celtic chieftains trying to gain control and ultimately claim our throne as King of the Celts. To win a game of Inis, we are going to claim the Pretender tile by one of three win conditions. That is either by having presence in 6 regions, having a presence where 6 sanctuaries are, or being chieftain over 6 opposing clans. I come back to Inis time and time again because its play mechanics are quite unique and it brings some new dynamics based on the players around the table. So join me at the table and we'll learn how to play Inis. In a game of Inis, the board will actually change based on the players and how they move around. Exploring new regions will add extra tiles to the board, and the chieftain is the one who gets to choose where they go. To start a round of Inis, grab the green deck, give it a shuffle, and discard one face down. All other cards are dealt to all other players so that they will each have 4 cards. Each player will choose one card, place it face down, and pass the remaining cards to the player on their left. It is important to note that this could change through the game as the turn cycle is actually flipped. The chieftain is the first player and they're the ones in control. We then repeat the process, pick up the 3 cards from the player on our left, choose one, and pass 2 on. We will then repeat the process again, choosing one of these cards, placing a card, and we'll have 1 card left that will be automatically picked up from the player on our right. These 4 cards are our actions for this turn. From here, we'll also grab any yellow season tiles based on the regions that we control. Looking at the player board, I am the chieftain of the Citadel, which makes me the current Bren. I will then claim the forest card for myself. In the stone circle, green has the control and they would get this card, and in the mountains, neither one has control, so no one would get the mountains card. We then take turns playing cards from our hand until every player has passed. It is important to note that if you pass on one cycle of rounds, you are not out of the entire cycle. It takes all players passing with no actions being made. This could be because you've run out of cards or run out of options for the cards to play. Each card within Inis is actually unique, so going through each of those cards, make sure to give it a read and have a look at what they can do. Some cards will actually have 2 actions. One is an action and one is a reaction that will happen when you're in a fight or after a certain occurrence has been made. For this instance, on our action, we discard 1 card and we draw a red epic card. As a reaction, after we've played a red card, we could actually, instead of discarding the card, give it to a player and gain a deed. It is important to note that these deed tokens actually act as an extra win condition. So now, instead of needing to control 6 players, I would only need to control 5. Or being in 6 regions, I would only need to be in 5. This acts as a wild card to use against any. The more I have, the easier my win conditions are going to be. Instead of playing a turn, you could actually claim a Pretender tile. And a Pretender tile is just a note to everyone that you actually have the potential to win. So here we've set up an example of how a Pretender might be claimed. In this instance, I am the white player. I have 1 clan in each of the regions, and those regions have a total of 6 sanctuaries. As I have no extra deeds, this example is actually just showing the sanctuary win. In this second example, again I am white, and I'm showing that I have control over 3, 2, and 2, and the win condition is being in control of 6 or more clans. I would also get to claim a Pretender tile. For the last win condition, I'm still white, and you'll notice that I'm in 6 different regions. It is important to note you do not need to be the chieftain, you just need to be present in 6 separate regions. To win the game, you need to start the next round with a Pretender tile and your win condition in play. It is important to note that other people can also claim the Pretender tile, and if there is a draw, the game continues. The only addendum to this is if one of those players is the Bren, they claim victory and become the king. The only other component is clashes. If at some stage a card would move me into another region, we would then have a clash. The handy cards will actually tell you how these always work, but the first decision to make is, are you going to have a clash? In this example here, I would actually say, no, I don't want a clash, and if green player agrees, then we don't have a clash and play continues as normal. If the green player does not agree, the first action would be to place any available options into a citadel. It is important to note that if there was 2 citadels and multiple people, that the orange would actually then get the second choice. We would then actually work out our actions. As the invading force, I am the attacker and instigator, so green would have to do one of the following actions. Either move to a region that they control, and in here they actually don't have any other regions next by to control. They don't control this region and they don't have anyone else. So the only option left available to them is to remove a piece. With no extra pieces left, they are finished and the clash is over. It's important to note this would actually also continue to the next player as well, but because there are no other clans to clash with, the clash would end and these 2 would come out of the citadel. This would resolve the clash and would continue play. Clashes can come in various different varieties, but it's important to note that if you follow the rules on the actual reminder card, you'll be able to get through each one as you need. And that is how you play Inis. Thanks for joining us at the table, and you can actually watch us play this live on Twitch. We'll also add a link to the video on demand after we've played that game. Check out below where we'll actually have other videos, including Board Game Bar and other teach videos on how to play various different games. Thanks for joining us at the table, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!